Okay, so I'm doing a little video right now to give you some information that I think might help you if you are going through anything in life that's a little bit difficult at the moment. So in the back, of course, in my trails, my boys are free. They're roaming around somewhere. In fact, I was just here and they both came over and said hello to me. And then they walked off and they're out there somewhere. So couldn't get my camera going quick enough so that I could show you how amazing my boys are. They're so wonderful. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about 3 different aspects of healing that I have found to be extremely important and helpful. And I know a lot of you are going through some tough times right now. And, you know, the holidays are probably the worst time in the world because, not that they're not beautiful, because they are. I love the holidays. I love Christmas and New Year's and, you know, all the festivities and the lights. But if you're going through any kind of a sorrow, this can be a very difficult time for you because everyone else is out there and they're all partying and you think everyone has this beautiful life and you are the only one suffering. Not true. A lot of people are having difficulties, but something that I wanted to talk about for those of you who are going through anything. There are 3 G's. First one that happens when we go through tough times is grief. Grief is overwhelming. Grief can be the worst thing in the world. It can take you down. It can make you completely fold. So this is something that is a natural process when you have a loss of any kind. You're going to go through the grief. That's the first G. Second G is guilt. Then we go through the guilt phase of if I had done something differently, if I had only done this or that, how, you know, I didn't maybe spend enough time. There are so many things that we burden ourselves with guilt. And this also is a natural process of going through a tough time when we lose something. So you've got the grief, then you've got the guilt. The next one, which is the healer, is gratitude. If you can bring in gratitude through that grief, it is going to be the biggest catalyst for healing. And gratitude only happens when you can sincerely think of things in your life that you do have to be thankful for. And we all have things to be thankful for. I don't care how tough your situation is. You're alive, you're breathing, you've got the ability to think and imagine. You can hear beautiful music, you can see sights, you can be in nature, you can taste good food, you can feel beautiful textures. There's so many things that we have that we don't really acknowledge it. But if you can bring in gratitude through that pain, and that doesn't mean that the pain's not real, and it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go through grief, because absolutely you should. You know, we have to go through the grieving process. It's just part of healing. But if you can bring in gratitude, even for a moment, for something that you know that you've got, that is a blessing, your healing process is going to take a quicker route. So that means that you will be able to enjoy a little bit of peace, even if it's momentarily. And that's all we need to do. Little bits of peace, little bits of gratitude. And this is what makes the difference. Being able to say, I'm in pain. I know it's hard. I know that the grieving process is difficult. But I'm going to bring in gratitude and I'm going to breathe through that gratitude. And when you start breathing through the gratitude, meaning basically you bring in the thought and you start doing some really beautiful breaths, basically inhaling through your nose, maybe to the count of 4, holding for 2, exhaling for the count of 6, and just let it go. That breathing, in addition to you bringing in your gratitude, is going to fill your body with new energy. And that is what you need. You need a lifeline, especially if you're going through a really tough time. You need that lifeline. And so all I can say is just give it a try. I know that it works. I have done it many times. I give it a lot to my clients when they're going through grief. I am recently involved in a really difficult healing process myself from a big loss. But I practice what I preach, and I do it. And it works. It really works. And so here I am just helping you guys. Some of you might really need this. And I think that if you just try it, you're going to see that it does help. It might just be a moment of relief. And sometimes that's all you need. Just a moment. And then that moment is going to give you just enough to say, yeah, you know, next time I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm going to try it again. And then pretty soon what happens is this becomes your normal way. This becomes your normal way of dealing with grief, okay? So the first one is the grief. Then comes the guilt, okay? The guilt is the next one that really is a very hard thing for us to deal with because we always say that we could have done something differently. And that is something that if you stay with that, it is going to bring you down. But that's when you bring in the gratitude. What do I have to be thankful for? Let's breathe into that. And then feel that new life and that new energy coming into you, even if it's just momentarily. All right, guys, I am going to end the video now. I'm surprised that it hasn't cut out. I'm so happy because I'm pretty deep into the woods. And my boys are probably back there again, somewhere, probably at the hay station. Let me know that you were here. Let me know if this helps at all. Let me know if you try it. And then get back to me, okay? Because this is something that can really help. I know it works for me. So give it a try. All right. I'm going to go back and continue playing with my boys. All right. All right. Love you all. Bye.